We are joined now by our political analyst, Senator Bob McKnight. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you, Russell.
Last week, some members of Congress actually read the entire Constitution on the House floor. What was that all about?
This was an initiative of the Tea Party movement. It was adopted by the United States House of Representatives under the new administration of the Republicans as a rule. Now, that's fairly serious. In effect, what it requires is if a member of the House is going to file a piece of legislation, they have to cite specifically a place in the Constitution for which they would argue there's a justification or authority to file the legislation.
So prior to this, there was no connection between the Constitution and the legislation?
Yeah, the only connection was the courts. And as a matter of fact, some of the liberal Democrats on the House floor last week kind of belittled the requirement, suggesting that, well, why do we have to cite the Constitution? We can always throw it over into the courts, and they can rule on it as they have done in the past. I think most people would probably respond to that they still don't seem to get it, the point of complying with the provisions of the Constitution.
So it sounds like you may be coming down on the side of the Republican rule, huh?
Well, I think I am. In my book, In the Golden Years of the Florida Legislature, I cited the late Senate President Jerry Thomas. He was a Democrat, but he did convert to the Republican Party. And Russell, he mentioned to me once, Senator, when you're looking at making legislation, a law should be very difficult to make. We're a country of freedoms, and the only laws we should have are laws that are really very necessary for us. And I would remind the congressmen and congresswomen that are opposed to this, they did swear to uphold the Constitution, and I think to require them to cite a provision in the Constitution is not unreasonable.
And that's their contract with voters, with the public.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes,
okay.
It is.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, Senator Bob McKnight, and sharing with us your insight.
Thank you, Russell.
All right. We'll be right back with more sports, weather, and news.